In this video, we are going to talk about what we are calling image theory. But before going to image theory, let me first remind you with the potential of electric dipole. As we said before, the electric dipole is composed of two equal charges with negative signs, plus Q, minus Q, and separated by a distance d. And we have already proved that the potential of such a dipole equals QD cosine theta over 4 by epsilon naught r squared, where r is the distance from the center of the dipole to the observation point. Okay? Alright. So, in the plane, in the xy plane, the angle theta is always 90 degrees. So, in this case, for this dipole, or this electric dipole, the plane xy represents an equipotential surface where the potential is always 0, because cosine 90 degrees would be 0. And if we draw the potential for different values, we can note that the potential of the xy plane is always 0. So, in this case, we can assume that we can replace this dipole by a single positive charge and an equipotential surface with a potential 0. And in this case, this combination between the positive charge only and the equipotential surface, this will be the same as a complete dipole. And in the previous video, we have seen that the surface of any conductor, or the interface between a conductor and air, represent an equipotential surface. So, assuming that we have replaced the xy plane by a perfectly conducting plane, and we have applied a potential equal 0 on this xy plane, so this conducting plane with a potential 0 plus the charge q would be equivalent to the two charges q and minus q separated by a distance d. This is actually what we are calling image theory. So, or method of image. Method of image says that if I have positive charge and negative charge separated by a distance d, this would be equivalent to only a positive charge with an equipotential surface or conducting plane with potential equals 0, and the distance from this pointed charge to this equipotential surface is d over 2. So this problem is exactly equivalent to this problem, because both of them will introduce a potential equal 0 at this edge, or at this plane. Okay? Actually, we can generalize this method for any other charge distribution. As an example, if I'm talking about positive charge, one coulomb above a conducting plane, it is equivalent to an equipotential surface, or imagine equipotential surface with positive 1 and negative 1. If I'm saying negative 4 here, it will correspond negative 4 here and positive 4. If I have linear charge distribution rho L, and this rho L is tilted with respect to the conducting plane, can be replaced as rho L and minus rho L. And here we have a small distance, we have a small distance. Here we have a large distance, we have a large distance from the equipotential surface. So if I have a problem including charges, either point charge or line charge distribution, surface charge distribution, volume charge above a conducting plane, we can replace this problem by an equivalent problem of the image such that every charge has its own image, which is the negative of the original charge. As if I'm looking in the front of the mirror, for example, what is right for me is left in the mirror. So in this case, what is positive here above the equipotential surface would be negative in the other side. And now we are going to move completely this conducting plane. And the problem now would be this charge distributions. The charge and its image, the charge and its image, the charge distribution and its charge image distribution, and so on. As an example, assume that we have an infinite line charge with line charge density 30 nanocoulomb per meter, and it is located at the point, or it is located at x equal 0 and z equal 3. Is x equal 0 and z equals 3. So it has coordinates in x and z, so it is parallel to the y direction. And it is required to find the charge density at the point 2, 5, 0, 2 in x direction, 5 in y direction, and 0 in z direction, on a conducting plane at the plane z equals 0. Plane z equals 0, it means that it is the xy plane. Okay, so it is required to find out the surface charge density at this point due to the infinite line charge distribution of this line charge distribution. Okay, we already have a conducting plane or perfectly conducting plane in the xy plane. We have conducting plane in the plane z equals 0 or the xy plane. So we can replace this conducting plane by introducing the image for the original charge distribution. So if this is the original charge distribution, which is located at x equals 0 and z equals 3, we will have an image in the other side. And because the plane is located in the xy plane, the image would be on the other side from the xy plane. And here I have moved away from the xy plane by 3 meters. So the image would be 3 meters in the negative z direction. And already I didn't move in the x direction in any way. So the location of the image in this case would be at x equals 0 and z equal minus 3. Alright? And it should be noted that when we are going to determine the location of the image, what will be the normal to the conducting surface? The normal to the conducting surface is z. So in this case, the image would have the same value of x, but the z would be removed in the other side. And as the distance from the conducting plane to the source would be the same distance from the conducting plane to the image. So assuming that this conducting plane was not located at z equals 0, assuming that it was located at the plane z equal 1, for example, if it is located at z equal 1, so the distance from the conducting plane in this case to the source would be 2, and subsequently its image would be minus 2. Minus 2 from 1. So in this case, the image would be at z equal minus 1. Alright? Please take care of this. Okay, let us return back to our case. In our case, the conducting plane is located at the plane z equals 0. So the distance from the conducting plane to the source in the normal direction is 3 in z. So the image is minus 3 in z starting from 0. So the location of the image would be at x equals 0 and z equal minus 3. And the image would have a negative sign of the original source. So the image would be minus 30 nanocoulomb per meter. Okay. Now it is required to find out the surface charge density at the point P at the conducting plane. So effectively, it would be required to find out the electric flux density, and from the electric flux density, we know that the normal electric flux density on the conducting plane equals the surface charge density. So inherently, we are talking about finding out the normal electric flux density at the point B with respect to the plane XY plane. So we are talking about dz at the point B. Okay? Alright. So we have now arranged the problem as a source and its image, and we can apply the electric field due to an infinite line charge to find out the electric field at the point B from the original source and the electric field from its image. And from the electric field, we can say that the electric flux density would be epsilon naught multiplied by the electric field. And from epsilon naught multiplied by the electric field, we can find out the surface charge density, which is the required. Okay. Here we have an infinite line charge, and the distance from this infinite line charge to the observation point would be assumed to be r plus. So the electric field in this case would be rho L over 2 by epsilon r plus, and it is in the direction of r plus, which was rho L over 2 by epsilon rho in the direction of rho. Now we are talking about the direction of r plus. Similarly, the electric field from the image is rho L of the image, which is minus 30 nanocoulomb per meter, over 2 by epsilon naught rho minus in the direction of rho minus. So E minus would be rho L. I think that this should be negative, because rho L here is negative 30 nanocoulomb. So please check this. Okay. So rho L over 2 by epsilon r minus. Okay. According to the observation point which is required, and according to the location of the line charge density, we say that the observation point is 2, 5, and 0, and the source point with 0 and 3. So x of the observation point, 2 minus 0, 5 minus 3, 2 minus 0, 2 in x direction, 5. Sorry, 5 minus 0, because 5 in the y direction, we are not interested in 5. We are interested in the z. So we are talking about the distance, the normal distance from the line charge to the observation point. So it is x observation minus x of the line. Z observation minus z of the line. So 2 minus 0 in x direction, 0 minus 3 in z direction. 2 minus 0 in x direction, 0 minus 3 in z direction. This is r plus. Similarly, r minus is 2 minus 0 in x direction, 0 minus minus 3 in z direction, so it is plus 3 in z direction. This r plus and this r minus, the normal distance from the line charge to the observation point. Here E plus would be 30 nanocoulomb over 2 by epsilon over the value of r. The value of r is the modulus of the vector r plus. So it is the square root. 2 squared plus 3 squared is 13. In the unit vector of ER plus, so it is R over the magnitude of R. So it is 2AX minus 3AZ over the square root of 13. Okay. This is the electric field due to the original line. Similarly, we can find the electric field due to the image line. And in this case, as I mentioned, I'm expecting there is negative sign here. It is because it is minus 30 nanocoulomb. It is not 30. It is minus 30 nanocoulomb over 2 by epsilon. R here is the same because it is the square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared, so it is 13. But the unit vector in this case would be 2AX plus 3AZ over the square root of 13. Now, the total electric field at the point B would be the summation of E plus E minus, E plus E minus. So, okay, I'm right. We have a negative sign here. And from the negative sign here, the x component will cancel the x component, but the z component will add with the z component because we have a negative sign here. Okay, so the total electric field in this case would be only in the z direction. So effectively it is the double of this value in the z direction. 3 multiplied by 30 is 90. 90 multiplied by 2 is 180, and it is with negative sign. So it is minus 180 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 in z direction over 2 by epsilon naught square root 13 by square root 13. So this is the electric field. Only I have missing negative sign here because the charge here is negative 30 nanocoulomb, is not 30 nanocoulomb. Okay. Now I have calculated the electric field at the point P. I can obtain the electric flux density at the point B as D would equal epsilon naught multiplied by the electric field. So I multiply this value by E. So this is the electric flux density. And this electric flux density is effectively the normal component to the electric conductor in the XY plane. So the charge density at this point would equal the normal component of the electric flux density. So rho surface here would be minus 2.2 nanocoulomb per meter squared at the point B. And it is negative charge. And effectively, it should be negative charge. Why? Because we have positive charge in the line charge. So this positive charge will accumulate negative charge on the conducting surface here. Alright? Because the electric field lines coming from the positive charge to the ground plane or the conducting plane. So the electric field lines will be inside or going inside the conducting plate, which means that we have negative charge density on the conducting plate. Okay, all right.